Welcome to the Beyond Leadership podcast, where we host outstanding individuals and we discover new dimensions of leadership and their talents and recipes for success. This is our 18th tip of the week. Here are some fun facts about number 18. In many countries, including Hong Kong, 18 is the age you legally become an adult. There are 18 holes on a golf course. The famous novel Frankenstein was written by Mary Shelley when she was only 18 years old. Giant armadillos, pythons, and North America possum, they sleep for an average of 18 hours per day. And when I was 18, my mom called me and she said, "We bought your car for your birthday." And when I came home, I saw it was actually a remote car, a toy. Okay, let's start with today's tip of the week. Today's tip of the week is based on the article How to Stay Optimistic When Everything is Awful, written by Taylor, published in February in 2021 in Harvard Business Review. These are trying times for optimists. COVID deaths remain tragically high, job growth remains stubbornly low. So many of our colleagues and kids are feeling stressed, exhausted, angry, hitting the pandemic wall. It's important for all of us to get our optimistic groove back. Leaders help their colleagues be realists and optimists. But whether you're running a company or managing a team, how do you keep your colleagues upbeat when the whole world is feeling down? How do you keep hope alive when things seem pretty hopeless? Here are four pieces of advice drawn from renowned thinkers on organizational life, innovation, even meditation that will help you shape a more positive future. Advice number one: insist on crisp execution, but make room for organizational foolishness. In times as demanding as this, it's impossible to succeed without embracing the grind. The day to day struggle to meet the needs of anxious customers, collaborate with stressed out colleagues, and balance work and family. Achieving that balance has never been more important, not just for the healthy performance of the organization, but for the mental health of your colleagues. Advice number two: invite everyone to become a problem solver, then give them room to fix things. More than a decade ago, Sarah D. Saraswati published an influential study of how innovators and entrepreneurs actually get stuff done. The mythology, she argued, is that successful innovators predict the future others can't see, develop a finely tuned plan to turn that future into reality, and attract the financial and human resources to back their efforts. In reality, most change against start with who they are, their traits, tastes, and abilities. Use what they know, their training, expertise, and experience, and add whom they know, their social and professional networks. By encouraging your colleagues to do, in the words of Theodore Roosevelt, what you and with what you've got, where you are, leaders create a spirit of agency that leads to optimism. Advice number three: don't just champion new ideas, strengthen personal relationships. In times of unprecedented turmoil, there is an understandable temptation for leaders to be and beat the future on game changing ideas: digital, disruption, product reinvention, organizational transformation, and much more. All too often, though, leaders who champion futuristic ideas overlook the human and emotional connections that keep colleagues upbeat today. Leaders need to tend first to their 3 feet of influence: the clients, patients, people, and teams closest to them. And final advice number 4: to counter so much bad news, share every piece of good news. Experts on human psychology don't agree on very much, but nearly all agree that people respond more viscerally to bad news than good. To keep people optimistic, they advise leaders should emphasize, even overemphasize, hopeful stories and positive developments. Research psychologist Robert V. Baumeister estimates that it takes 4 good things to overcome one bad thing. So, pop a virtual cork whenever a team hits an important milestone. Hold a department wide Zoom bash when you land a new client. Distribute a newsletter that highlights what's going well to help people compensate for what's going poorly. What is your recipe for staying optimistic and motivated? Do you ever find yourself in a situation where everything is not going your way? This was this week's tip of the week. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on all podcast channels like Spotify, Apple, Google, Castbox, and also follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Till next time.